First thing I saw, was her beauty and how beautiful she was. And then I listened to her music and I loved her music. She's incredibly talented. I think she's what every female artist should strive to be or strive to be.
Rihanna might be stingy with releasing music now, but word in the street is she didn't just stop releasing music because she wanted to. She stopped because Beyonce got jealous of her success and pulled some strings to blackball her. Y'all remember when Rihanna put out Better Have My Money and folks were wondering who she was talking about? Well, it turns out Jay-Z was allegedly pocketing her money without her knowing for years, all in the name of he put her on. And that's when finally decided to quit this music business and go full-time with Fenty. But it gets even crazier, y'all, because Chris Brown also stepped into the chat and he straight up accused Bey of always being jealous of Rihanna, even back to when Rihanna had just started. People were shocked that Chris Brown was also now bringing himself into this mess, but they weren't actually surprised by the things he was saying because Bey and Ree have a long history of secretly beefing behind the scenes. The crazy thing is, Rihanna actually used to love Beyonce down. Prior to her coming to the US, she used to perform Destiny's Child songs at music competitions in Barbados. And even when she got famous, she participated in a Destiny's Child tribute performance at the World Music Awards and talked about how much Beyonce inspired her.
Beyonce, definitely. I just thought she was, the first thing I saw, was her beauty and how beautiful she was. And then I listened to her music and I loved her music. She's incredibly talented. I think she's what every female artist should strive to be or strive to be like, because she, despite all her success, she still remains humble.
But all that changed once rumors started going around that Jay-Z was actively having an affair with Rihanna, who was just 17 at the time. This was revealed by Rihanna's publicist and the news spread like wildfire. The publicist later came out to admit it was a lie, but people didn't believe it and even accused Jay-Z of using his power to make the story disappear. The publicist said at the time, "The PR stunt that I did was out of desperation to help break Pon de Replay," he said in his statement. "It was reckless and I didn't think it was going to work. I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what would stick."
I never signed no paperwork.
Okay, you never signed no paperwork.
I just didn't want to put my family's life on the line.
Jay-Z gave her the hurt beats that she gave to Chris Brown. Rihanna was only 14, 15 when he started her and signed to the death.
One thing about Jaguar Wright, she's gonna pop out and say some crazy mess without holding back on nothing. Anyway, even though Jay got the publicist to backtrack, it didn't change the fact that Bey still didn't like Rihanna. That became clear to everyone when she put out her song Bow Down, in which she dissed Ree, basically telling her to bow down to her and be humble. She said in the lyrics, "I know when you were little girls, you dreamt of being in my world. Don't forget it, respect that bow down bias. I took some time to live my life, but don't think I'm just his little wife. Don't get it twisted, This my ish, bow down."
To hear bow down be over and over from the woman who preaches empowering women is a bit unsettling to some.
I just feel like it's kind of, it's hard to swallow. Just very hard to swallow, having seen her in a different light for so long.
I don't like it. I don't think it's her. I don't think it goes to what she represents.
I love Beyonce, but I honestly think that Jay-Z's putting thoughts in her head.
You're on a Pepsi can, for goodness sakes, to tell B words to bow down. And then you're saying girls run the world.
Safe to say people weren't here for it because they felt like she allowed her jealousy over Rihanna's success to drive her to releasing a low vibrational song like this. In fact, the backlash got so bad that she ended up taking it down from streaming platforms altogether. And instead of Beyonce just taking her L and realizing she was in the wrong for coming for Rihanna like that, she got super defensive and refused to apologize. This pissed off Rihanna and she took to Twitter to shade Beyonce. She posted an article crowning her the queen of pop in the UK and captioned it, "I only know how to be number one. I could use a challenge." How'd that feel down there on your knees, huh? They later met up at the title launch in 2015, and according to eyewitnesses, their beef was on full display. A source who spoke to the T-Page, Naughty Gossip, said they refused to stand next to each other or speak with each other. The whole show was carefully choreographed, and these two had almost nothing to do with each other. Beyonce packed off Rihanna for a while after this, but she was right back at it again in 2016, and this time it wasn't just her throwing lil shades in her songs. She was pulling major strings to completely destroy her career for good. Word on the street is that Beyonce made Jay-Z leak Rihanna's anti-album on Tidal. Yes, Tidal, the same platform they own, just so it would flop during its first week. If y'all remember, Rihanna's album mysteriously leaked early, and this forced her to drop it herself before the official release date. Meanwhile, guess who's getting all the promo and rollout? Yup, Beyonce. Beyonce was gearing up to drop Lemonade lemonade around the same time, and the streets are saying she wanted Rihanna out the way. Now, if there is any truth to these rumors, then the sabotage worked because Anti only sold 124,000 in its first week, while Beyonce's Lemonade did 653,000. Woo. Beyonce and Rihanna have done a good job at avoiding each other since this mess, but it doesn't mean people have forgotten too, and they made that very clear when a source close to Chris Brown recently decided to be messy by claiming that Chris has been going around behind the scenes telling people that Beyonce is the reason Rihanna doesn't want to release music no more. According to the source, Chris alleges that Bey used her connections to make it hard for Rihanna to get any radio play or playlist placement during her Anti-era, and this completely turned Rihanna off from wanting to put anything out. Not only that, but he also claims Rihanna used to tell him that she felt like Beyonce was intimidated by her. Now, of course, this is all alleged information, so we can't say for certain that it's true, but one thing people are sure of is that there is some shady stuff going on between Bey and Rihanna that the public doesn't know about. One person said, Beyonce built her brand for the public to see her as the queen. Meanwhile, Rihanna doesn't even have to try as hard as her since the public just really loves supporting her. Their business ventures are a testament to that. Another person said, everything Rihanna touches is pure gold, her career and her business. Rihanna is standing up on her own and she doesn't have to undermine no one else to have success proving she's brilliant. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Beyonce allegedly blackballing Rihanna? And do you believe the claims Chris is making about Rihanna not coming back to the industry because of Beyonce? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.